All right, shalom. Shalom, shalom. Bear with me. We'll get rolling. All right, we live. Hey, shalom. Before I get started, I want to give all the praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone who taught me this truth. And double salutations to all you Akim out there laboring in the house of David, the elect. Let's pushing this word with all truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Shalom to you, brothers. And shalom to the elect. Back at you with another live lesson. Through the Holy Spirit of the Rakakwadash, I pray that this lesson is edifying to the hopeful elect. You sincere believers out there, and Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And I want to get into this thing. Bear with me 1 second. Give me 1 second. All right, we should be good. All right. So yeah. So anyway, man, getting into this this live lesson. This is news and prophecy, the paradigm shift. All right, which we're going to come back to that. Let me pull that up too. All right, so this is the meaning of paradigm shift. It says an important change that happens when the usual way of thinking about or doing something is replaced by a new and different way. All right, which I said we're going to come back into that momentarily, but I do want to speak on this the news right now dealing with Donald Trump back in office, back in presidency or whatnot. And right now, everybody is, covered in the Trump effect. Everybody's, caught up in, because of course it's all in the news right now. And the main thing that everybody's waiting on is what he's going to do on the first day. Right now, he's signing a whole bunch of legislation, things like that, different decrees in his first day to basically to set forth the statement. Okay, because that paradigm shift that's happening right now is going to be for the worse. It's not going to be for the better. And this is what I kind of wanted to go into, all right? Because people are still oblivious to what, the plans of the elites, who this guy that's back in office, who he really works for at the end of the day. Right. But you see in this headline here, it's from the Epoch Times. It says Trump pledges to put America first, announces rash of executive actions. So like I was saying, he signed a whole bunch of orders, right? It says Trump will sign a slew, right? A slew of executive actions, including on the border, January 6 pardons, energy, and the economy, man. So we're going to get into this thing, the paradigm shift, man, news and prophecy, right? And, like the scriptures say, all right, once again, Babylon is not going to be healed. Okay. Scriptures also tell us, woe unto them, woe unto you Israelites that trust in Egypt, man. All right. Just because this man is back doesn't mean that prophecy changes. That's what you people don't get. All right. But anyway, let me get Jeremiah chapter 51. Let's start with that. And we'll just let the spirit roll. All right. The paradigm shift is here. All right. This is Jeremiah chapter 51. And starting at verse 1, and it reads, it says Jeremiah 51 and verse 1. And it reads, it says, thus save the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, behold, I will raise up against Babylon. All right. Babylon, America. All right. I will raise up against Babylon and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me, a destroying wind. That destroying wind is that nuclear wind, that nuclear destruction. All right, which Donald Trump has vowed in his when he was running his campaign on how he was the one that was going to stop World War III and all of that, and Russia and America coming to a peace agreement and all of that madness. All right, that's all for show, smoke and mirrors, man. All right, nothing can disannul the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Understand that. All right, the politics is just like the brother said. The brother Menatazak out there in LA, he said, "Let the games begin." All right. People are in for a real rude awakening. Okay. Jeremiah 51:1 again, it says, thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Washai, I will raise up against Babylon and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me a destroying wind. Verse 2. And will send unto Babylon fanners, fanners, and that shall fan her, and shall empty her land. For in the day of trouble they shall be against her round about, which is basically those missiles, man. All right. And you see that on a level now in the spirit of how these nations are pretty much gathering themselves against Babylon now. All right. So remember, those talks of peace and all of that, you can't get caught up in that. First Thessalonians 5 warns us about that. First Thessalonians 5:3, when they call for peace and safety, know that sudden destruction shall fall upon them. All right. Be circumspect. Understand what's going on, man. All right. Don't be lulled back to sleep. It says, verse 3, it says, against him that bendeth, let the archer bend his bow, and against him that lifted up himself against his brigandine, and spare ye not her young men, destroy ye utterly all her hosts. Right. So we, as we understand this, American military, this Babylon military is going to be decimated, man. All right. In this coming nuclear war, World War III. All right. It says, verse 4 says, Jeremiah 51:4 says, thus the slain shall fall in the land of Chaldeans, and they that are thrust through in the streets. For Israel have not been forsaken, nor Judah of his power, of the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Washai of hosts, though their land was filled with sin against the Holy One of Israel. All right. So the point is that the scriptures tell us, the Israel hasn't been forgotten. The Lord hasn't forgotten his people. Okay. These things that are taking off in the earth, the signs of the times, the Lord said in 2 Ezra 9 that the end would come through powerful effects in signs and ending of the times, roughly paraphrasing. But the Lord is doing these things for the nation of Israel, starting with the elect. All right. It says, verse 6, flee out of the midst of Babylon, deliver every man his soul, be not cut off in her iniquity. All right. This is the time again. All right. Let me go back to that. Okay. You can't get caught up in the bread and circus, man. Okay. You can't get caught up in none of this bullshit, the politics, everything they got going on in the news right now, dealing with this guy. You can't get caught up in that, man. This is the time to repent. This is the time to detach your mindset from Babylon and understand that the Lord is getting ready to finish this place, man. It says, and why do we say that? Because all the signs are there. All right. Going back, Jeremiah 51:6 again. And it reads, it says, flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul, be not cut off in her iniquity. For this is the time of the Lord's, Yahweh Shemel Washai's vengeance. This is the time of the Lord's vengeance, man. Okay? Things are happening in 2025. Believe that, man. All right? He will render unto her a recompense, a reward. Babylon have been a golden cup in the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Washai's hand, that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. And we see that through the wicked wines and philosophies that America has pushed upon these nations. All right. The corruptions of their societies, their kingdoms. Right. These nations are tired of the Western hegemony, their policies, democracy. All right. Western imperialism. Right. So these nations are prepared to fight back now. And that's not going to change because, DT is in the office. Right. It says, therefore the nations are mad. My point, Jeremiah 51:8 says, Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. How for her take balm for her pain? If so, she may be healed. Verse 9, we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. All right. That's the point, man. That's the point that people refuse to deal with. All right. There's no healing this place. There's no restoration. There's no revival. No matter how you want to, no matter how these devils try to present this thing, man. This is all smoke and mirrors, man. All right. This guy that you see has a purpose to fulfill, man. Okay. He's bought and paid for like the rest of them, man. He has to fulfill his duty under the elite, man, which we're going to get into a little bit later. All right. Just speaking about that paradigm shift, right? But understand what's going on, Jake. Right? Let's finish it out. Back in Jeremiah 51 in verse 9, it says, "We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her and let us go everyone into his own country. For her judgment reacheth unto heaven and is lifted up even to the sky." So the Lord is getting ready to big reward this place, man. All right. You had these bug outs on the internet crying because TikTok went down, right? And as they always do, they love playing with you people's spirits, man. They love playing with you people's minds, man. People was crying, bugging the fuck out. This is how I make my income. This is how I survive, right? It was all set up to make them look good, man. People fell for the bait. Yeah, man. You know, Trump, all right, man. He restored TikTok, right? This is why you people need destruction, man. Right? Oblivious to what's going on, man. All right. Let's add some more. Okay, because people really don't understand, like we keep saying. When he was in office the first time, man, he was signing legislation, and here's some of the things that he's about to execute right now. All right. Here's one real quick. And we've been talking about this for a minute now, too. All right. This is from the ndtv.com. It says, excuse me. It says mass arrest of illegal migrants by mass arrest of illegal migrants day after Trump's oath U.S. borders are. It says the move will be among the first by Republican Trump, who returns to the White House on Monday to uphold a campaign pledge to deport millions of undocumented immigrants from the United States, right? So this is the time of Jacob's trouble. We told y'all, man. Okay? The borders are, it says Trump border czar promises mass arrest without apology. All right? He's not going to show no mercy, man, after taking office, all right? This is the time. Let me get that too, as we always go to. Let's go to Revelation 12 and 12, straight to the point. Okay? Revelation chapter 12, verse 12. And it reads, it says, "Therefore rejoice, you heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe unto the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil has come down unto you having great wrath." This is part of the great wrath. "For the devil has come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time." All right. So as we always bring this out, all right, these devils know that their time is short, man. And they're getting ready to come after Jake. Okay. That's why it's called Jacob's trouble. All right. Developing President Trump prepares to issue ordering ending birthright citizenship, which we've been talking about that, man. So if you have there was a parent, that had a, if there was a family that had an undocumented, parent and they had children, pretty much they're getting rid of everybody, man. All right. It's going to get bananas out here, man. All right. Let me jump down that same chapter. Revelation 12 and 17. It says, "And the dragon was wroth with the woman." The dragon representing Esau, representing Esau's, system, this beast system, man. Okay. "And the dragon was wroth with the woman representing Israel, you Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latino, Native Americans, and Hispanics," right? Because when he comes down, man, yeah, he's going to come down on so-called illegals. All right. But it's going to be Jakes that have, citizenship that's going to get caught up in this too. He ain't going to show no mercy, man. He's basically giving the police or whatnot, ICE agents, the green light to have their way. Okay. He said he was going to use the fullest extent of the law to get this done. All right. This shit's going to get chaotic, as we warning you about. Revelation 12 and 17. "And the dragon was wroth with the woman and went to make war with the remnant of our seed, which keep the commandments of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai and have the testimony of Yahweh Shah HaMashiach." So we are living in that time of great persecution, demonization. Because like I said, I wanted to remind you before we get into the main part of this lesson, right? So we're looking at these border arrests. All right. We're looking at Trump ending birthright citizenship, right? Remember, he said this too. All right. Trump vows to give death penalty to immigrants who kill Americans. The Republican said that if he becomes president, he will end what he called the immigration invasion and will begin to restore the nation. All right. So this is what he's standing on. Like you niggas say, you know, I'm standing on business. Well, look, hey, this nigga Trump said he's standing on business, man. Okay. He's talking about the death penalty. Remember that. All right. I did a lesson going into that before. All right. Trump's plan for a second term reportedly includes firing squads, hangings, and group executions. Okay. You're getting ready to see a whole nother side of this man. Right. It's like we said, through the spirit, let the games begin. All right. Hey, people forgot these things, man. Y'all must have forgot. All right. Hey, this man is getting ready to come all the way with the shit, man. All right. Real quick before we move on. Isaiah 30. Let's get that real quick. Isaiah 30:1, and it reads, it says, woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Washad, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with the covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. And the Lord is talking to you, Jakes, that have made an alliance with Egypt, which we know that America is spiritual Egypt. Okay, so you Jakes that you know want to forge your life here, man. Same niggas that was caught up in the whole voting scam. All right, crying and fighting over Kamala and Trump, you know, believing in government policy. The Lord said, woe unto you, man, because you cover yourself with the covering, but it's not of the Lord's spirit. Right? 2025 niggas are still in church. Niggas are still praising Jesus Christ. Right? So like I said, Jake, 2/3 deserves destruction, that they may add sin to sin, that walk to go down into Egypt, and have not asked at my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. All right. This is all. Let's go back to that picture. This is all you niggas right now. This is all you Jakes right now, man. All right. With your red MAGA hats on, probably partying and shit. Right. Little do you know what's getting ready to happen to you, man. The paradigm shift is here, man. And it's not going to be for the good. All right. Jake is foolish. The Lord said that my people was a foolish people. Right? Let's finish it out. Back in Isaiah 30:2, it says, that walk down into Egypt and have not asked at my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and to trust in the shadow of Egypt, right? Make America great again, man. Trump is going to be the guy. You know, he moved around a couple of you know, some things with child support. You know, niggas is going crazy about that. You know, hey, this guy's a businessman. He knows how to work. He know how to work, Jake, man. He knows how to work the people, right? That's how he builds the trust. That strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. Therefore, the strength of Pharaoh should be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt, your confusion. And that's what Jake about to find out, man. All right, we're in a time of trouble. We're in a time like no other, man. Okay, it's getting ready to go down. All right, the decrees, the legislations are being signed. All right, so like I said, 2025 has already set the tone for the remainder of the year, man. All right, so let's get into it. All right, because I want to get into this part of the paradigm shift once again. Let's go back to that. Excuse me. Reading this again, paradigm shift, an important change that happens when the usual way of thinking about doing something is replaced by a new and different way, right? So before we get that again, let me get this too. All right. Because I had made mention about the endings and effects and signs. Let's get that too. Because hey, the Lord has given us so much that declares the end of this man's world. All right. Let's pull this up too. All right, dealing with the planetary alignments that's supposed to come in, I want to say tomorrow, right?
We will be fortunate to witness a rare cosmic event next week when a celestial spectacle awaits sky watchers. 7 planets will align in a breathtaking arc across the night sky.
The 7 planets, man. 7 is completion. All right. Hey, this could be the time, man. Lord willing. 2025. All right. You know, the hopeful year of our deliverance and destruction of Esau, man. All right.
Our next story explains how this planetary parade is taking place during the Mahakumbh, a spiritual gathering in northern India. Take a look at this. And with that, we also come to the end of today's edition of Fine Print. Stay with us, though.
The year 2025 opens its astronomical calendar with a spectacular planetary parade. Our evening sky will be transformed into a cosmic theatre on January 21st. This celestial spectacle features 7 of our solar system's planetary neighbours: Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Neptune, and Uranus, all appearing to line up in an ethereal dance across the heavens. The parade is particularly enchanting as Mars blazes brilliantly, positioned in direct opposition to the Sun. Venus and Saturn offer an intimate celestial tango, drawing within a mere 2 degrees of each other, creating what astronomers call a close conjunction, almost a cosmic kiss in the twilight sky.
Hey, through the spirit is like a just thinking out loud. It's like a spiritual, preparation before the great and terrible day of the Lord. These are the signs here. Excuse me. I want to read this real quick. This is Acts chapter 2 and verse 19. Acts 2 and 19, and it reads, it says, "And I will show wonders in heaven above." All right, going back to the 7th planetary alignment that's going to happen tomorrow. All right. And I will show wonders in heaven above, signs in the earth beneath, blood and fire and vaporous smoke. And we've been seeing that since January came in. Okay. The sun shall be turned into darkness and the moon into blood. All right. I believe there was a blood moon over DC last night or something like that. If I'm not mistaken, it says that the sun should be turned into darkness and the moon into blood before the great and notable day of the Lord come, right? That's the destruction, man. All right. The destruction of Babylon, various parts of the earth, the deliverance of the elect. That all ties into the great and notable day of the Lord. And these are the signs, again, that the Lord has given us. Let's finish it out.
So a planetary parade people might often think of as planets lining up in the sky, or more so in space. So when we see pictures from NASA or in textbooks, they're often drawn side by side. When we talk about a planetary parade as something you can see in the sky, it's that the planets appear in a roughly line-like position across the sky.
What makes this event particularly accessible is its visibility, even through the veil of urban light pollution. The planet's inherent brightness pierces through city glow, offering a display visible to all just after sunset. While Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn reveal themselves to the naked eye, Uranus and Neptune play coy, requiring the assistance of binoculars or telescopes to join the celestial gathering.
In terms of days, the day doesn't matter as much as the time. Like you said, it's visible now, but once we get into mid-February or so, it's going to start to be more difficult to see Saturn and Venus because they're going to be lower in the western sky soon after sunset. So we'll start to lose them in the brightness of sunset.
Yeah, so that's the point. So the Lord is doing things. Let me get this too. Right, 2 Ezra 9. All right, 2 Ezra 9 and 1, and it reads, it says, "He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself." And how do you do that? Through the scriptures. All right. Measure thou the time diligently in itself, when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then thou shalt understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. So the Lord said, when you see these things, by measuring thou the time diligently in itself, then you would understand. That's the key there, man. We understand what time it is. We understand what's about to happen. All right. It says, verse 3, therefore, when there should be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, which is happening, all right, uproars, seditions, revolts that are being prepared right now because of these policies that Trump is bringing in. All right, he's getting rid of that progressive standard, that wokeism bullshit. All right, so you got all these moles and weirdos scrambling. All right, they even said that there was an article I read about how pretty much, businesses that practice that that ideology, if you will, is now become a liability. So now these corporate companies are going to change their policies and stuff. So it's going to be a lot of ruckus, man. All right, more uproars, more fighting. You see what I'm saying? More division. Verse 3, 2 Ezra 9:3. Therefore, when there should be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then thou shalt well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning, right? But like all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. The end is manifest. All right, it's right before you, man. But do you have spiritual discernment? Can you see it? Okay. It says again, for like all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. Even so, the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonder and powerful works and effects and in the signs. So, going back to that, the signs in the heavens, the planetary alignments, this all tie into the endings and effects and signs, man. This is what the Lord is showing us before that great and notable day of the Lord. All right, before the inevitable destruction. 2 Ezra 16 talked about how we're in the midst of the birth pains, man. The baby is about to be born. Yahweh Shai coming back. All right, deliverance, the destruction of Babylon, so on and so forth, man. Prophecy being fulfilled. You see that? Let me get one more. Right? Luke 21 in verse 7, and it reads, it says, and this is what the disciples asked Yahweh Shai. Luke 21:7, it says, and they asked him, saying, Master, but when shall these things be? And what sign will there be when these things shall come to pass? And he said, take heed that you be not deceived. Yeah, let me add on to that, like referencing what we talked about earlier. All right, this is not the time to be deceived. All right, you didn't learn from you didn't learn from Obama. You didn't learn from Bush Jr. Every 4 years is the same shit, man. This is not the time to be deceived. Haven't you learned yet? Was thinking out loud, Luke 21, back in Luke 21 and in 8 again, it says, and he said, take heed that you be not deceived, for many shall come in my name, saying I am Christ or the anointed. And the time draweth near. This is what Yahweh Shai said. Go ye not therefore after them. Right. Go ye not after them, man. People are caught up in Trump. People are caught up in Bill Gates and Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg and these tech billionaires and how they're going to transform. And it's all for the worst, man. Okay. It's all for what? Oppression. Okay. The ushering in of the beast. Okay. This is what people are not aware of. Right? Go ye not after them. It says, verse 9, but when ye shall hear wars and commotions, be not terrified, for these things must first come to pass, but the end is not by and by. We are at that beginning, man. We're transitioning into this thing being full-blown draconian, man. Right? It's a gradual effect. Verse 10, then said he unto them, nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom, right? Hey, there's going to be class wars, political wars, civil wars, race wars, all these different things that's going to take place right here in Babylon, man. All right. These left wing, right wing groups preparing for action, preparing for global tension. You know, this is what the Lord said would happen in the last days. And great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, and famines and pestilences, and fearful sights, and great signs shall there be from heaven. Okay? Everything that Yahushua said is happening right now. Fearful sights, great signs, the alignments, blood moons, all right, chariot sightings, everything, man. Okay? These are the things that are going on, right? So getting to the point, all right? This all ties into that shift because the what's his name? The UN chief, he said that humanity has opened up Pandora's box. Let me pull that up too. All right, because remember you had the Vatican. What did they do? They opened up portals and shit like that, you know, unleashing spirits, different demons, things like that. All right, but that ties to the destruction. And I want to add on to that because, yeah, a Pandora's box, he said that humanity has opened Pandora's box of ills, right? Remember the scriptures say it shall be ill upon his tabernacle. All right, the destruction. Let me get that real quick. Hold on. We'll play the clip. Just thinking out loud. All right, those ills are coming. Tabernacle. It shall be ill upon his tabernacle. Right, this is Job. All right. This is Job chapter 20 in verse 26. It says, all darkness shall be hid in the secret places. A fire not blown shall consume him. It shall go ill with him that is left in his tabernacle. This is talking about the destruction, man. All right. When the Lord lets loose those nukes. All right. It says the heavens shall reveal his iniquity and the earth shall rise up against him. All right. So that's what's going on now. All right, via the internet, all right, is exposing them. All right, the biblical Edomite is being exposed worldwide. And now the planet Earth is rising up against them. This is why we're in the midst of World War III. Okay, let's go back.
Yes, there is progress in our tumultuous world. But let's have no illusions. This is very much a world in turmoil and grave uncertainty. Our actions or inactions have unleashed a modern-day Pandora's box of ills. 4 of those ills stand out because they represent at best threats that could disrupt every aspect of our agenda and at worst upend our very existence. Runaway conflicts, rampant inequalities, the raging climate crisis, and out-of-control technology.
Right, so he spoke about the raging climate crisis and out-of-control technology. All right, here I got that. Got the what he was quoting here. Right, Antonio Guterres warned on Wednesday. This is the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres warned on Wednesday that humanity had unleashed a Pandora's box of ills, including out-of-control technology that risk upending our very existence. Okay, this is end of the world talk. They're letting you know how this is going out. Our actions or inactions have unleashed a modern-day Pandora box of ills, Guterres said. 4 of those ills stand out because they represent at best the threats that could disrupt every aspect of our agenda and at worst upend our very existence. Runaway conflicts, rampant inequalities, the raging climate crisis, and out-of-control technology, right? And which is all tied into this paradigm shift, as I keep reiterating, man. All right. A time, what does it say? A change that happens, an important change that happens when the usual way of thinking about doing something is replaced by a new and different way. All right. We were warning y'all, man. All right. Brother posted this last night, man. I wanted to play this because this is everything that we've been telling you. All right, dealing with this this beast, this technocracy.
Joining me now, I want to bring in Spear Investment founder, Chief Investment Officer, Ivana Lelevska. Nice to see you. One of my favorites. So, Jensen Huang, Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk. I mean, this is the year. They're saying now the humanoid robots, right? The year of physical robots powered by AI. I want to share with the audience. This is from Citi, folks. And these are the different sort of robots and just how quickly the growth is going to be. And this is how quickly they're going to be ingrained in your life, like it or not.
Like it or not, this is the year humanoid robots get ingrained in your life. Right? This is the beast, man. You know, y'all weren't listening. We told you, man. It's way bigger than Trump. Okay? It's way bigger than this, man. This is the will. Ultimately, it's the will Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, but the elites, all right, they're the ones that's calling the show. They're the ones that's running, calling the shots, running the show, right?
And these are the different sort of robots and just how quickly the growth is going to be. And this is how quickly they're going to be ingrained in your life, like it or not. Autonomous vehicles, that's going to grow by leaps and bounds, 17%. Domestic cleaning robots, some of you probably need that. I do, I'm not going to lie. Humanoids, drones, carrying robots like the guy needed on that spaceship, commercial cleaning robots, food, grocery delivery bots, food services bot. What do you?
Salakia, I got to get that scripture. See, this is what we're talking about. Daniel's 12:4 again. All right. The advancement in technology signified the end of this world, man. Daniel's 12:4. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. You see that? Knowledge shall be increased. This technological advancement, the AI, get used to robots and cyborgs, humanoid robots get ingrained in your life. Get used to it, like it or not. This is all declarations of the end. You see that?
Humanoids, drones, carrying robots like the guy needed on that spaceship, commercial cleaning robots, food, grocery delivery bots, food services bot. What do you make of this? I mean, is this accurate in your mind? Do you think it's going to come on this quickly?
I do, Charles. And actually, out of this chart, I think the humanoid robots are the most interesting opportunity, as well as the autonomous vehicles. So if I had to zoom in on two categories, I think those would be the two. And Jensen highlighted during CES basically saying that humanoid robots, autonomous driving, and agentic is another category, which are robots that will work on your computer side by side by you.
Hey, these some good scriptures too. Let me get that real quick. All right, the end has come. Isaiah. This is Isaiah 42:9. It says, behold, the former things that come to pass, and new things do I declare. All right. The new things that are happening in the earth are being declared by the prophets of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Okay. The new things, the MOTB system, biometrics, AI. Okay. It says, new things do I declare before they spring forth. I tell you of them. See, it's all the Spirit. So before these things were sprung forth, you were told of these things, man. Going back to the leadership, the apostles, man. All right, they prophesied about these times that are here back in the early 90s, late 80s, about this technology, where the world was headed. You see what I'm saying? And it's all happening now. Okay. Here's another one from the end has come. 2 Ezra 9:20. So I considered the world, and behold, there was peril because of the devices that were come into it, man. This is the age, as I did the lesson, this is the age of intelligence. All right. And what did what's his name? Klaus Schwab, what did he say? He said we need everybody we need full cooperation. You know? So this is some heavy stuff here, man. Let's go back and finish it out. Salaki for keep pausing, but I wanted to just bring them scriptures out real quick.
CES basically saying that humanoid robots, autonomous driving, and agentic is another category, which are robots that will work on your computer side by you. All three are going to be very important going forward.
I interviewed Sam Altman, and we talked a little bit about at some point regulations, right? I mean, our great fear is that the robots will hurt us, like that album cover. Where do you see regulations? Because you don't want to stop the growth of this, but we also want to make sure that humans are safe.
Well, that's a very interesting question. So for all three categories, there is different regulatory concerns. On one hand, you have agentic robots which work on your computer. Those you don't need any regulation, and they're actually going to be very easy to implement because you can just install them and they'll work side by side with you. The humanoid robot, I think, was an interesting point that Jensen brought up, which is that they also work in our current infrastructure. So it's not like you need an extra lane to have a humanoid robot walk on. So that opportunity can also be very easily scalable.
Okay.
Autonomous vehicles are going to be the hardest because they will drive side by side with cars, right? So that's going to be a key.
But I gave out a theory at the beginning of the show why that won't happen. But I don't know if you were you might have been in the green room. I got a theory on why maybe then we won't be allowed to drive with them. Let me jump in here because I want to share your expertise on the investment side. Her work is some of the best out there. You recently up.
Yeah. So everything's going to be controlled, man. All right, by the super rich elite. Just want to get this scripture again, Ezekiel 12, and Ezekiel 12, 22, and 23 is my point. All right. Ezekiel 12, 22, son of man, what is that proverb that you have in the land of Israel, saying the days are prolonged and every vision faileth, right? And I could remember 10 years ago, people would say, oh, that's never going to happen. That's when our great-great-grandchildren, that's when they're going to have to go through that era. No, that time is here now. All right. The point, verse 23, tell them therefore, thus saith the Lord, power Yahweh Shem Yahushai, I will make this proverb to cease, and they shall no more use it as a proverb in Israel, but say unto them, the days are at hand, and the effect of every vision. See that? We're here now. The system is here. The MOTB is here. All right. There's no saying that this is prolonged, man. This is happening in your lifetime. Okay. The effect of every vision, the prophecies, man. Let's play a little bit more and we'll move on.
Upgraded this sort of schematic. I love it, right? Because it breaks it down. We hear AI, we just think one category, but you've got applications, and in that enterprise and consumer, you've got the infrastructure, cybersecurity, platforms, all of these different things. It's just really amazing. There's a big universe out there with this.
That's right, Charles. So there is an entire value chain. When you see an application, there's an entire value chain that's behind it that's making it possible. So at the bottom, there is the hardware opportunity, which is the NVIDIAs, the Marvells, the Broadcoms of the world. But then there is a whole data infrastructure layer with companies like Snowflake and Cloudflare.
Almost all of these are publicly traded companies.
That's
so
right.
I want to bring up, just to share with the audience some of the names that you like right now. We're going to pull up in these respective areas some of the things you like. So inside the rack, NVIDIA, Marvell, Arista. Let's just ask, I want to ask you about Arista because that's relatively new, right? That kind of got hot amongst Wall Street, in the last couple of years.
That's right. So Arista is a player on the networking side. And we think networking is going to be one of the key areas that is going to drive improvement of performance of the chips. So how you're connecting the chips will be key in driving performance.
You've got Tesla in your applications now. That's Wall Street's got a love-hate relationship with it. Why do you like it?
Well, we really like it mainly because of the robotaxi opportunity. So I think the FSD side, which is autonomy as an application, is already priced in.
Right.
I think the EV opportunity is priced in, but the robotaxi, if it happens, that's going to be incremental to the value.
I saw a chart today from Morgan Stanley in the robot taxis. It's crazy. You're going to be taking a robot taxi in less than a year, maybe more sooner. I want to give a couple questions from the audience, right? First, let's go to Steve. Do we have a Steve? Kathy C. Hey, Kathy.
Hi. Are AI chip stocks still worth buying with the 1,000% increase already figured in?
AI chip stocks.
So depending on the opportunity, there is a different valuation framework. NVIDIA specifically is actually not very expensive on any sort of valuation metric, and that's because earnings have grown faster than even the stock price. So if we continue to see them deliver on earnings with the new introduction of the Blackwell chip, we think that the valuation is actually pretty attractive here.
I'm going to go to another question quick. I didn't hit the infrastructure thing. I kind of interrupted you there.
Hey, you heard what they're talking about. Hey, that C-HIP coming, man.
My subscribers are in Snowflake right now. I love GitLabs. We're in that. We got hammered initially. Now we're making money. I'm looking at Shopify. Why is this the opportunity here?
So different ones have different value proposition. Zscaler is a player on the cybersecurity.
Yeah, so you can watch the rest of that. All right. Just wanted to hit that. Like it or not, this is the year humanoid robots get ingrained in your life. This is the system, man. It's being pushed. Let me grab one scripture because I want to play this other clip too. Because this Edomite, he gets into the oligarchy, all right, the rich ruling elite or whatnot. I wanted to add that to an article, and then we'll wrap it up. Don't want to be too long-winded or whatnot. But Psalms 140 and straight to the point. Psalms 140, verse 7, and the point is in 8. It says, "O power of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, the strength of my salvation, thou hast covered my head in the day of battle. Grant not, O Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, the desires of the wicked. Further not his wicked device, lest they exalt themselves." Salah. So we're at the point of the wicked, exalting themselves, right? Remember, he said that he's God. Okay? They're ready to rule these people with the AI. Okay? This technocracy that's in your face. Get used to cyborgs, humanoids, robots. All right? AI taxis. Right? These things are coming. Social credit scores. Right? The whole nine. But I want to make a quick point on this, and then we'll wrap this up. But I thought this was pretty heavy on what he was saying. All right, so I'm gonna play like 5 minutes of this. Bear with me. All right, this dude named David Pakman. Play like the first 5 minutes, then we'll read this article here: Technocracy, Fearmongers, and the Conspiracy. Right, and I just want to read one little paragraph or two out of that. Grab a scripture, and that'd be it. All right, but this is again the paradigm shift. Don't you see it? Okay. Replaced by a new and different way. This is where the world is headed. Right? So let's play this. Don't waste no time.
Welcome, everybody. This is the last show before Donald Trump will once again be president of the United States. And I think it is the perfect day to talk about oligarchy and kleptocracy and kakistocracy, terms we've used before, but have never really been more relevant than they are today. If you thought that Donald Trump's first term was a sort of swampy cesspool of corruption and self-enrichment, you've got to brace yourself. There's really it's coming. It's happening. The second Trump term is looking like it will be a full-on public coronation of America's billionaires and multi-millionaires. And it's not only an oligarchy, although it is also a kleptocracy and a kakistocracy rolled into one. It's government by the wealthy for the wealthy, led by the worst among us, by the most corrupt, by the most brazenly self-serving. Remember when Donald Trump promised to drain the swamp? If it feels like it was a decade ago, it's because it was. And in a way, Trump sort of did drain the swamp. He drained it and turned it into a country club where the super rich have sort of become their own lobbyists based on how much money they're willing to commit either to super PAC supporting Trump or his inaugural fund or whatever other legal means there is to funnel money to the orange guy. Why hire middlemen when you can just appoint the billionaires directly if you are Donald Trump? And so we see this flow both ways. The money's coming in from the billionaires who are hanging out at Mar-a-Lago, and the tech billionaire bros are going to be all together at Trump's inauguration. We see it going that way. But then we see it going the other way because Donald Trump's new cabinet is not just influenced by billionaires and gigamillionaires. It is made up of them. A dozen appointees so far are billionaires.
Real quick, that made me think about was it James, the second chapter? Let's get that real quick. James chapter 2, verse 6. And it reads, it says, "But you have despised the poor. Do not rich men oppress you?" Right? Now we know dealing with the, the bankers or whatnot, but at the same time, you got Trump, who has appointed all the rich, elite, wealthy in these positions. All right. And they're getting ready to so-called take America back. All right. Technological oppression, all the tech billionaires, everybody's being put in their positions to forward this beast system, man. Do not rich men oppress you and draw you before the judgment seats, right?
26 are worth over $100 million, and combined they control $500 billion or even more. Now, I think it's critically important to really understand the difference between that and those who say, well, Bernie's a millionaire too, socialist millionaire, huh? As we've talked about before, Bernie is way closer to the average person than he is to the Bezoses and Musks and Zuckerbergs. And as I've said before, Bernie's in his 80s. And I know that there are a lot of people who are not in Bernie's financial position. But if you make six figures for decades and you're in your 80s, you should be a millionaire. How can you say that, Dave? If you just are an okay saver and earn the public salaries that Bernie has earned, and you own a house and real estate appreciates over 50 years, and his one of his properties is his wife's family's inheritance. You would expect that anyone who's okay with money by the time they're 80 something will be a millionaire. And of course, most of that money is based on a book that Bernie wrote, which many in my audience purchased. That is very different from what we're talking about with the people with 100, 200, 300, 400 million dollars, billions, hundreds of billions of dollars. These are not just wealthy people who dabble in politics. These are figures that are really plutocrats working to actively enrich themselves by dismantling public systems and regulations and a tax system that gets in their way.
Yeah, that's part of the paradigm shift. This is what we're telling you. All right. The rich, they make the laws, they control everything, man. And this is what they're presenting to the world. Okay.
And so what Donald Trump will be ushering in just 72 hours from now is not just a government of the rich. It's a government that overtly celebrates wealth as intelligence, virtue, and power. Now, many of you, I'm sure, are hearing.
Yeah, so that's the point, right? So people see this is what the point I'm making here, man. Okay. Now let me just add this in here real quick. All right, because it's getting intense, man. All right. One step closer every day to the end of this thing, man. This thing is going exactly how the words of Yahweh Shemel Shai said it would happen. All right. This is from Collapse News, Technocracy, Fearmongers, and the Conspiracy. So we just heard what we just heard from that Edomite. I just want to read this point real quick. We're not going to read all of that, but let me jump down. Okay. And it breaks down what this is, the conspiracy or whatnot, what people are talking about, the UN, the EU, right? But I just want to read this and we'll finish it out. Here we go. It says the New World Order, NWO, is but one name given to push to create a true world government. Many supporters of the NWO espouse a philosophy called technocracy, right? Which this Edomite was bringing out, that all the super duper rich elite that have surrounded around Trump, that are in these positions of power, they're all part of forwarding this thing, man. It says Many supporters of the NWO espouse a philosophy called many supporters of the NWO espouse a philosophy called technocracy, which is ruled by experts, scientists, or technicians. It is not democratic in any sense by which Americans understand the term. It says one very famous advocate for the New World Order is I'm not even going to pronounce that name. It says he was a national security advisor to Jimmy Carter and other presidents. He called his version of technocracy tectronics. In his book Between Two Ages, Brzezinski wrote the tectronic era involves the gradual appearance of a more controlled society. You see, and that's what we just went through in that video, right? Where it talked about humanoid robots get ingrained in your life. Everything is going to be controlled. All right. How you purchase and buy, how you move. Okay. Everything. And he said, whether you like it or not. Remember, he said, that what was that quote again from Klaus Schwab? That the fourth industrial revolution is going to, pretty much change the human experience. Reading on, it says the tectronic era involves the gradual appearance of a more controlled society. Such a society will be dominated by an elite, unrestrained by traditional values. This is what the Edomite was breaking down, man. These rich ass Edomites, man. They got the power. They're getting ready to use it. They're getting ready to show that it's going to be the rich and the poor. It's no more middle class. They're getting ready to do away with this current system. This is why I said this is the paradigm shift, man. Okay, the old way is getting ready to be replaced by a new and different way. Okay, Trump is just a puppet, man. Okay, for the true agenda of the elite. Right, is my point. That's what I wanted to bring out. Salaki, it took so long, right? But you had to go through all of that, right? It says, I'll read this last paragraph, and then we'll grab a scripture, and that'll be it. But I just wanted to touch that main point. It says this tectronic union of nations will call for the de-sovereignization of all existing countries, right? This is what they're going to bring all the nations together. It says this new ordering will reduce the United States of America to a mere regional government, perhaps the United States of North America. The North American Free Trade Agreement, NAFTA, is widely seen as one stepping stone to the NWO. Former Secretary of State Henry Kissinger was quoted by Los Angeles Times Syndicate in 1993 saying that NAFTA represents the single most creative step towards a new world order. The common market in Europe and the European Union are similarly seen as bridges to an eventual United States of Europe, which in turn would be another region of the United States, which in turn would be another region of the United Nations global state or global plantation, as some detractors have called it, right? We here, man. We are fucking here. Right? Let me get this to and we'll wrap it. Okay? Spirit, has been on me to go into this, man. All right? Signs of the times, the paradigm shift, man. Right? Let's go Revelation 13. And we'll start let's get to the point. Let's start at verse 15. All right, so this is the book of Revelation, chapter 13. In verse 15, and it says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. This is that system. All right. This is as we talked about. This is a modernized version of a technological slavery that's going on. This system, this beast system. Okay. It says that it caused that as many that would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. It's not talking about a picture of Jesus Christ. Okay. This is talking about this system, this technocracy that's being pushed. Everything being centered around AI. If you don't bow to the beast, essentially. If you don't partake in the system, you're going to be killed. You're going to be, cast from society, man. Okay? This is what the scriptures is talking about, man. Okay, it says, and he calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. That's the charagma. That's the C-hip. Okay, which is going to be tied to a new way of buying and selling. And that no man might buy or sell, save he that have the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Okay, so these are the times, man. The MOTB is here, man. Brothers been doing lessons about it, man. This thing is here, man. Okay, we're one false flag away, or whatever these devils gonna do to change everything, man. You must understand that. Okay, so that's pretty much the point, man. We'll leave it right there, man. At the end of the day, all right. Understand what's getting ready to happen. All right. Understand what he's signing over in these different legislations and policies, right? Oh yeah, let me get that too. Psalms 94, just thinking out loud. Psalms 94, and bear with me. Let's look at Psalm 94, and then we'll wrap it. Psalm 94, and there you go. This is Psalm 94 and verse 20, and it reads, it says, shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by a law? See that? And this is what these devils do. They use these various laws and decrees to frame mischief, man, wickedness, unrighteousness. All right. It says, shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee? Right now, I thought it was pretty spiritual that he didn't put his hand on the Bible when he was being sworn in office this time. All right. So these devils know what's up. It says they gather themselves together against the soul of the righteous and condemn the innocent blood. This is what they do. All right. The secret meetings. All right. The secret councils. Okay. It's all to condemn innocent blood. All right. To persecute Jake. It says, but the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shah, is my defense, and my power is the rock of my refuge, and he shall bring upon them their own iniquity and shall cut them off from their own wickedness. Yea, the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shah, our power, shall cut them off. Exactly. So as we read earlier, man, they know that the time is short. All right. So the plans have to be forwarded. They got to do what they got to do, man. The shit's going to get crazy. Deportations. All right, mass arrests, Jacob's trouble. All right, uproars of the people, seditions of men. All right, the economy crashing. Just who knows, right? But it's all headed for the worst. This is the paradigm shift, man. So I pray that you were edified. I'm gonna close it out by giving all the praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai B'Hashem Rakakwadash, and shalom to the next one. Shalom.